I had this bad habit of basically wallowing in my own emotions and getting really pissed at myself for like 2 hours, 3 hours after I would do a bad habit. So, excuse me, I would relapse on entertainment, for example. I would watch a YouTube video that was like from Corey Kenshin or Markiplier. I would relapse on NoFap, and then I would spend the next 3 hours getting mad at myself for wasting time, for doing the bad habit. And the more I'd realize that getting mad at myself and all this wasn't stoic, I'd get even more mad and I'd waste even more time. I'd basically just go down this spiral of negative self-talk. And the next day when I woke up, I would feel demotivated. I'd feel like shit. I'd be like, okay, like what's the point of even being productive today? Because it's day zero, like I failed yesterday. I'm not gonna achieve my goals. I'm not who I said I was. One day, however, it was last Sunday, it gets so bad that, no, it was last Wednesday, my mistake. Last Wednesday that I failed to such an extreme level that I decided it was unsustainable. I had to ask my mentor for advice. I asked him, how do I just do the good habits? How do I just follow my purpose without failing all the time? How do I just do it? Because I know what I need to do. I know how to do it, but I'm not doing it. I'm not disciplining myself to do it. So how do I break this cycle of failing, getting motivated for 2 days, and then failing again? And he tells me, just do it. Stop, forget self-importance. Go with heart in front. Stop thinking about being rewarded. Stop thinking about all this other shit. Just do the stuff that you need to do. And then you will break that cycle. And so I take his advice, and in the next few days, I fail on Sunday. But what happens here is very interesting, because when I fail, I don't have the typical wallowing of emotions that I usually do. No, instead, what happens is I do the bad habit for like 20, 30 minutes. I realize it's a bad habit. And then I start reflecting on why I did that. I start reflecting on my bad habit and how I can prevent it how I can prevent myself from doing it in the future for literally 5, 10 minutes. And once I had the answer, I continued with my day. I just kept doing the other productive tasks I needed to be doing, and I put the failure behind me. And so this is when I realized, and I don't know how it took me this long to figure it out. This is when I realized that failure is not the end point, it's a stepping stone. It's when I understood that when you fail, it's not so much the failure that matters, but it's the reaction to your failure that defines if you will be successful. So if you do a bad habit for even 1 hour, 2 hours, it's not so much the 2 hours that defines your success, it's the reaction to those 2 hours. If you do 2 hours of a bad habit, do you spend 2 hours getting mad at yourself, or do you spend the next 2, 3 hours doing something productive? Do you reflect and make a plan to prevent this from happening in the future? Or do you just say, I'm an idiot, this is over, I'm not going to be productive again, I can't be my desired self, I can't achieve it, I'm fucked. Depending on what you do after you fail, that is what effectively determines whether or not you will be successful in achieving your goals. It determines whether or not you will find fulfillment. The reason I believe so many people relapse so often is because they have like this fantasy of their desired self. They know who they want to become, but the fantasy version of them is like this super disciplined, this super extreme, like stoic person, you know? It's basically a version of them that's far off in the future. And whenever they fail, they feel that they're a hypocrite, that it's impossible to become that great thing. They feel that any minuscule failure is going to break all their progress. They feel that that perfection that they want to achieve requires perfect progress. And so they essentially cannot fail in their own minds. If they fail, they're unworthy. And if they do not fail, then that's when they deserve the strength and the love and the attraction from everybody and the rewards. But if they do not succeed, then they're unworthy, they're a piece of shit, they're a fraud, they're a hypocrite, they're all this negative stuff. And so it effectively makes it impossible for them to fail and then move on. It makes it impossible to fail and then succeed right after. Instead, what you must do is you must reflect. You must reflect on your failure. You must understand where the desire for something comes from. You must understand why the failure happened. And second, you must ask yourself how you can prevent it from happening again. And after you find an answer to this question, you simply move on with your day and you do the rest of the tasks that you had planned. It is that simple, I promise you. And with this method of reflection, understanding, planning for prevention, and then doing, you will find so much more consistency and you will recover so much faster compared to when you lay down in your bed and you fantasize about being your dream self because you're pissed that you did a bad habit earlier that day, because you feel that you can't achieve that desired self. As an action step, you can open a journal and reflect on your purpose. Think about what your purpose is, what the meaning of your life is, what you believe in, what you don't believe in. Outline what the meaning of your life is. Do that first and foremost if you have not already, because having a purpose is what's going to give your life a stable foundation. It's what's going to give your life direction. Because remember, if you want to resist a desire, but you don't have an ultimate thing you're working towards, why resist the desire? If there's no beliefs, if there's nothing there to give you a reason for overcoming desire, you're going to prefer to indulge. So outline your purpose first. Clear any confusion with the mission of your life. Clear any confusion regarding what you're here on this planet for, regarding your beliefs, your theistic beliefs and whatnot. Secondly, get a desire that you've been struggling with for a while and reflect on where that desire comes from and how you can prevent it. And once that is done, focus on doing the tasks that you need to do that relate to your purpose. So just do that reflection on your desire, right? And then forget about it. Like, obviously don't completely forget about it, but don't think about it. Don't focus on it. Simply, go about your day. You had to record videos, you had to write articles, you had to go to the gym, you had to do this martial arts class. Do those things. You had to read, meditate, do those things. Focus on doing those things. Focus on being stoic, on being a philosopher. But whenever the desire arises, think back to the reflections you made. And if you relapse, spend no more than 10 minutes getting angry at yourself. Spend no more than 10 minutes wallowing in emotion and getting sad and angry. Once those 10 minutes are over, continue with your day. Put the failure behind you and move on. And I promise you, your day will feel so much more purposeful and you'll feel so much more proud of yourself compared to when, you fail and then you just continue to fail, when you continue to relapse and continue to get angry and sit there doing nothing. It's going to be all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you like videos like this. Let me know if this helped you. If you want to check out my Medium page, I post articles. I try to do weekly. Right now I'm working on a big essay, so I'm not posting as frequently. But usually I'll do every single week, either a day before I post on YouTube or a week before, if it's a full guide. You get new content that I don't post here, exclusive content, as well as the scripts for videos like these a day early. So if you want to check that out, the top link in the description, it's there. It's completely free. And yeah, have a good day, guys.